Nothing in terms of knowledge, yes. Nothing in terms of a team, yes. I was quite lucky. I had some financial support from my parents. So in that sense, you had a bit of padding and you were not so worried. What I didn't like was always is that asking for money. So the moment we became independent, I went to the banks and went to other places because I didn't want to ask for money from the family. So now you wouldn't ever see me asking for money from the family. It's been self-sustaining. If I need to expand the business, I go to the banks and work it, make sure I've got the cash flow to pay for it. But at the beginning, yeah, I had no knowledge about Nando's or chicken or restaurant industry. I remember when we first opened in that first week, the KFC boss walking in and just going, And when I went up to him and I went, excuse me, can I help you please? He was like, no, that's it, nothing. And he just walked out of the restaurant again. But he actually walked in to just hum at me. It was quite amazing. I think when you're a small team, it's quite exciting. It's a very fun time to be. So for instance, now in Singapore, June has a very small team. It's like a family. The office is so small and you just have your 4 or 5 people. You eat together, you have durian parties together, you work together, you don't sleep together, you work late together, and you go for makan together. Those are things that holds the people together. I mean, we spend a lot of time in the restaurants engaging with every single crew, you know, so those are the ways that you engage with them, and you sell them a story, you sell them a promise, but it's also about integrity. So you need to do what you say, and eventually if they know that you do what you say, that stays with you and that grows with you as well. There's nothing worse than saying something and doing something else. People know. People will leave you for those kind of things. I've got an open door policy. If anybody ever wants to come and see me, they can come and see me. So it's always been like that. My husband's role, he has his own architectural company and he has his own projects. If we were to work together, I think we would kill each other. We don't. So I've been very lucky to have a very supportive husband over the years who have allowed me to grow to where I am. I think it's very important. I mean, theoretically, I've become quite a big company in relation to his small little architectural practice, and for men, I think, you know, that ego thing, it's hard for them. There will always be good and bad, and it's about recognizing when you make a bad decision and making sure that you don't do it again. You're bound to. You never ever correct all the time. And that's the one thing I always say to the team, you're never ever going to learn unless you recognize that it was a wrong decision or you've done something wrong and you learn by it. Because if you always think you're correct and something wasn't right, you'll never ever learn and make sure that you don't repeat it again. So, and you wouldn't know it's there now, but sometimes after a night's sleep, the next day you realize it's not the right decision. The other thing as well is, over the years, we've now built a team that are not yes men. In the very traditional Chinese companies, all the big boss will say, do this, and everybody just does it, right? Yes, boss. We've built a culture now over the last 8-9 years where they're no longer yes men. If they see that you're not correct, they have to argue their thing out with you. And at the end of it, it's not personal, it's all about the betterment of the company and for the business. They do it and they don't need my approval. And that's how fast they can go, because if you need management approval, there's a lot of red tape to get through. And with social media, it needs to be immediate. So they do have certain criteria, as I said just now, no politics, religion or sex that they can touch. And as long as they stay away from that, they're happy to go and do whatever they want. The last one was they straddled it a bit too much in terms of political side, to the point that Tony Paul posted it on his, somebody else posted it on theirs, and we don't like that. We don't want to push the political angle of it. You can be tactical and don't want to do it. So it's about how you do it and be clever without pushing that side. A lot of the youth engagement that we've done at the moment has been through through like the Verify Your Art. So we get in touch with the universities ahead of time, and we might tell them about it. It's very skewed to the art at the moment, so that's why it's not reaching the rest of you. But maybe through Facebook engagement, through whatever else. But even Facebook, you know now, through all these new Facebook things, we don't necessarily reach out to our people. We're launching a new app in about 2 weeks' time. That's another possible way. It's a brilliant phone app that's being launched globally, and it's going to be very simple. You eat 3 times in Nando's, and you get a quarter chicken. You eat another 3 more times, you get a half chicken. You eat another 3 more times, you get a full chicken. So the reward and the loyalty program is very, very good. And from there, there's also going to be things like how do you find the nearest Nando's to you? You can waste yourself to it. You can see all the things. They were just showing me now. It's very, very clever, I must say.